Welcome back to Real Geek Media. It is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. We are back today. We saw Superman. We have a special guest. I'm Hayden Stoll. Co-host is author Christopher Michael Blake, and here's our special guest this week, DJ Metaphor. Welcome back to the show. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Listen. Listen to Michael and Hayden. Thank you guys so much for having me back. It's a pleasure. I love the first movie review. It was very, I think, deep, and we touched on a lot of things that were a lot of movies don't touch on and reviews. So cool. Appreciate it.
So before we get into Superman, we had you back on and we watched Thunderbolts, and that was spring. So a lot has transpired since then. So tell us what's going on with you now.
Wow. So for everybody that's listening, please check us out. Like I DJ, but also do music, part of a music group called Believin' Bohemians. It's called Believin' Bohemians, and it's BELIEV apostrophe N. Got to add that apostrophe in there. Apostrophe and then an N. Believin' Bohemians. BOHEMIANS for Bohemians. So we're on all streaming platforms. Really proud of the music. A lot of people, it's like lo-fi, jazz, hip hop. It's a little bit of everything. Soul, neo soul. You're gonna get a little bit of everything there. We have one EDM song as well. You'll have a country song at some point also on there. So it's Believin' Bohemians. There's a link below. Thank you guys for showing that. So it's on Spotify, on iTunes, on Pandora, pretty much every streaming platform, TikTok, and then we have a little radio station on Spotify, and you can check out me, DJ Metaphor, under DJ Metaphor merch, as you see it up there, and that's just at geekpose.com. That's GEEKPOSE.com. So feel free to check out stuff there. Have t-shirts, also gaming equipment, as you see, pro gaming gear. And my gigs and services, I do DJ. I do go out to the tri-state area, Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, anywhere. Philly, of course. I'm from Philly, so hey, go Eagles, go Phillies, all that. And we'll travel. I DJ under the gigs there. If you go to lambandlionmusic.com, like the two animals, Lamb, LAMBANDLIONMUSIC.com. You can, under merch, see my gigs there. DJing, we do video editing, we do mixing and mastering, so we do pretty much all those things, jingles, whatever you need. So feel free to check us out, and I appreciate you guys for allowing me to say that as well.
And we got it highlighted up on screen. There's your link tree. In the chat is the link for the link tree for anybody interested. Super talented guy. So I suggest you guys check him out.
Now, I have a question for you,
Yeah.
DJ Metaphor, Oshel.
Yeah.
Why do you not have any videos of you preaching up there?
Oh, so
no, I'm serious. I think that a lot of people are interested in that. A lot more people than you would believe would be interested in that, and would allow you to reach another audience at the same time.
Yes. So thank you for sharing that. So I do have some videos of me preaching on Instagram and on TikTok. So if you go, and those are icons are at the bottom of the link tree,
right
there. So you can follow me on Instagram at DJ space, of course, META -4. Instagram is DJ and then space META hyphen the number 4. You will see me preaching on there. They changed the live stream requirements, but you'll still see some preaching on there. And then on TikTok, it's at OSHALHIGH. So TikTok is at OSHALHIGH. You can follow me there. You will definitely see me preaching and doing Bible studies on TikTok. And as a matter of fact, let me not forget, on Twitch, I am Servanthood 1. So I game. I also game Overwatch 2, Marvel Rivals, a little bit of Tekken versus, Tekken 8. And as of late, Street Fighter 6. So Servanthood 1 on Twitch. Servant, like the word servant, H and then hood, HOOD, the number 1. And you also see Bible studies on there. So as a matter of fact, I'm on Twitch every Tuesday. I'll be streaming through Twitch at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a Bible study every
Good for
Tuesday.
you. All
Very
right.
cool.
Yeah. So you'll see
Very
me there
cool.
every Tuesday, and then also we'll be randomly. You'll see me preaching on there as well. But we'll get a schedule for that as well. Thanks so much,
Beautiful.
Chris, for
Beautiful.
mentioning that. Appreciate
Beautiful.
you.
Now, the reason we had you on tonight is you wanted to talk about the Man of Steel, Superman.
I did.
I've heard a lot about this movie from some of the people I kind of hang with at work, saying how good it is, and I need to see it. And some of these guys don't watch movies more than once, and they went back and saw this 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, oh, okay. They started off with Krypton. You know, Superman's kind of beat up, and this warlord or barbarian not whooped him, right? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh, okay. If he whooped Superman the first time, why didn't they break out that whole outfit again a second time? I mean, I didn't kind of get that a little bit. I was like, well, okay, that's kind of interesting.
Now, what do you mean by that? Just to make sure I understand as well.
Well, I mean, look, just as
I think he's referring to the hammer of Bravia.
oh, the hammer of Bravia.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gotcha.
okay,
Yeah. Okay.
Even though that was Ultraman.
The same guy. I realized, but he was in the suit, and there was a little bit more mystery to it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of letting him go, specifically so they could find his Fortress of Solitude. Right? And then, of course, the big reveal is, well, we'll get to the big reveal yet? I don't, because I don't.
Maybe not yet.
Not yet. Well, hold off.
Okay.
And that's when we kind of first see his parents' message to him saying, we sent you to this place, protect the people, but the end of the message is kind of garbled. Right. What are your thoughts on the first act, the opening act of this movie that's kind of setting up the lie that he has to tell himself? And because that's basically what this is. And they do a good job in the script identifying that early on, I think. Like, this is the lie he's going to tell himself, is that he's here to protect everybody.
So for me personally, thank you, Lord. Let me think. Okay, so for me personally, I think when I saw the scene, let me just say this in the preview. I saw the previews, of Superman and everything, and I said, okay, like, I mean, all right, like it was like somewhat interesting, but it didn't, like click. I'm like, he's lying in the snow, and then someone told me like Crypto's in the movie. I was like, Crypto? I was like, what is the dog doing? I was like, he's never been really in anything else. I'm like, what is this? Like, all my mind could refer to is the cartoon. Like, all I could think about is like the cartoon. Like, I'm like, when is the dog? How are they going to make this work? With, Superman. Like, I don't know. Like maybe looking at the past Supermans, like whether it's Christopher Reeve or any other of the other ones. I'm like, I just don't see that fitting. For whatever reason, I just didn't see it. But when they do the opening scene, I like the way they set it up with the words about, was it three centuries or three not century. What did they say first? Yeah, 3 centuries. Was that right? They do 3 of something.
It was all threes. It was the 3.
Right, 3 decades, 3 hours, 3 minutes, and it was a really good setup. I think a very good setup, very much like a comic book setup in a sense, but of this monumentous moment in which Superman loses. And how often do we honestly see, there's been time, but how often do we honestly see Superman lose in anything? He generally does win, unless he's facing like Darkseid or something, you know what I mean? But that wasn't the case. So it's like, he lost. Let's pause right there. And he's lying, he's bloody, and he's moving his cape, and he's struggling to breathe. I was like, is he dying? I was like, what in the world's going on? When we first see him, I'm like, how bad is it? That's what I'm thinking. He's falling, he can't get up. Like, what's Superman gonna do? But when the dog comes, he says Crypto, he calls him and everything home. I thought I think the way that they set it up spoke to how the movie went overall very well. Like when Crypto carries him home, and the robots, androids are carrying him, to the chair essentially, to make sure he gets some yellow sun, a little bit of sunbathing for Superman so that he can get well again. And I just thought it was very poignant. what I think was even more poignant was that he wanted to go back out there, not at 100%, which probably wasn't very smart, and then try to do what he did, make something different or change. And it's like, oh man, you guys behind with again. So
I found an interesting way to start the film as we come right in, and
Right.
like you said, Superman has been beaten. He's just laying in the snow, and then we get the Fortress of Solitude with the robots, which I thought was cool that they put the robots in there. I did like that. The way he regenerates in the chair with the I guess the prism and the sun was interesting. Not something that I think I was expecting it to look like, and it's because it's rejuvenating him, right? And he's like screaming, "Rah!" So I think I was more accustomed to him just like the sun, just he feels the power of the sun, but this it felt like it was hurting him, but he's regenerating. I think right off the bat it feels very comic book, like you had mentioned. It feels very much comic book, and it's such a shift in tone from the Zack Snyder, where it was like darker realism, almost to it. This felt very much, and I think one of my first things when I watched this is it felt very much like a Marvel movie, like in the classic Marvel movie.
That's interesting.
Heyday. Okay, because with Zack Snyder and the more recent DC films, we've been accustomed to that kind of darker, grittier, just that was the way the world was there, right? You watch Man of Steel, and it's not light in tone at all. Like it's a very serious film, with superheroes, right? This was filled with levity throughout, and it's James Gunn, right? That's going to be in there. We know that going in. But I felt like it was a very big shift in tone. And when the three of us last talked about Thunderbolts and how that was a very serious take for a Marvel film, I feel like this is very much the flip side. DC pulling a Marvel. That's kind of just how I felt about it right off the bat. Like you feel it. And it's bright, it's colorful. Man of Steel, you go watch that and you watch Batman vs Superman. It's very muted in colors and very just browns and dark and gray, and this is a very distinct change of pace, I think, for the kickoff film for the DC universe. But yeah, I right away you're there and you have the dog, and when I saw this movie, I saw it with my kids, and they both loved the dog. They thought Crypto was great. So I think right off the bat you're appealing to a wide audience, a family audience. That was just like initial first impressions going through this first act. Sorry, I kind of derailed this a little bit.
No, you're fine.
I'm going in.
Because you don't want to know what I think about the rest of the movie after this.
Well,
so go ahead.
Like, there's things to like it. Like, I think that's evident in this movie.
I'm glad you brought that up, Hayden.
Yeah. But continue where you were going with that, Chris.
So then we get to kind of what's the fun and games of the film. He now shows up as Clark Kent after getting his ass beat and goes right back to work at the Daily Planet. Hey, I got this exclusive with Superman. And you see a little push-pull with Lois Lane, not realizing that, hey, they've been dating for the last 3 months. And what do we get out of this whole conversation? It doesn't matter if you're Superman. She still thinks she can find somebody better.
I wanted more Daily Planet.
I'm just being straight with you. That's what she's basically saying. I sabotage all my relationships, and
right. Yeah.
and she's career focused, and I'm boss babe. And basically, even if you're Superman, you're still probably gonna come in second to everything that I'm kind of doing here. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, dude, cut this girl loose. No offense. I'm just not saying it. I'm like, yeah, okay, you want to do that. You don't want to prioritize family. You don't. Okay, that's fine. I'm whatever you want to say, but Queen, whatever. Have a good one.
I think the
I say it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to, Oshel.
no. No, I think that'd be a tough one in real life. But the interesting part, I mean, I think what I've always liked in essence about Superman's character, and I think this is the part that stood out the most to me in the movie, which is why I liked it overall, is this integrity, this, you know what I mean, like ability also, that light, and it's talked about. And it's interesting because in some of the other animated films, like I watched Batman. Don't tell anybody this, but I'm telling you,
okay.
Ninja Batman. Now that one was all right, but the second Ninja Batman was like, wow, like whatever. But the animated one, but the whole premise, he encounters another Superman, and this Superman is stronger than him, and all that. Batman's like, you would never compare to the real Superman. He was like, even if he had no power, and he goes on this litany about how great of a person, a man that not even the Superman, just Clark Kent, him as a person is. You feel what I'm saying? That makes him greater than, you know what I mean, whatever. And the other Superman is like put to shame, this evil, you know what I mean? Like has to really ponder and think about that. There's this light about, and I could go deeper with that maybe before the end of this, about Superman or whom he is, that's actually even greater than the S or just a symbol on his chest. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like a Captain America, like what he's willing to do, to what length to save the other person or make the other person better, or see the good or pull the good if there can be pulled out of the other person, even a Lois Lane. Which, yes, I mean, now I'm not saying I would go all the way in that relation, but he was like, he still saw whatever he saw in her. You know what I mean? Even her with her cynical self, she was cynical,
Yeah.
but there was something that he saw. He's like, I'm punk rock. You're not punk rock, but he made her have a different look at him, even everything in a way from a different perspective.
I think you
So he makes
explained
somebody look
that.
at lighter. I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I think you explained that well. I look at it like this.
Mhm.
You know, you put it perfectly when you say Superman is just, you know, a man of integrity in that sense.
In that sense.
And he's, you know, they're early on in their relationship, and he likes her. You know, she obviously likes him, but he's feeling out this whole thing. It's new for him. He likes her, but he's struggling with, I guess, who she really is, and those things, and learning that. Whereas he's like that. You disagree? You didn't get that at all?
Let me say this, okay? So
this is classic Lois Lane. Like, this is not anything new.
Treating him like that at 3 months in the relationship, what's 2 years look like?
Listen, it's an old fashioned.
What does 2 years look like?
It's an old fashioned.
I'm being straight with you. What does 2 years look like? If she's dismissing him at 3 months and trashing him at 3 months, how degrading is she going to be when she's walking all over his cape?
I feel like he's trying.
Go wash your own uniform. I don't do laundry.
She's trying to fail. You know, like, I think the whole point is that you can
do laundry. I do laundry in my house, but I just
right. But correct me if I'm wrong, Chris and Hayden. Like, so what I like, I knew this would never work, right? Okay, so here we go with the emotional stuff, right? Like Thunderbolt in a way. Like, how many people do we know? Like the negative. I know people like this. I mean, maybe people are like, I knew it'll never work. But this self-sabotaging. She self-sabotages. I mean, that's obviously what she's doing. But he's Superman. Now, this is kind of really deep, right? So take off the cape and the
super simp, is what you're telling me.
He's like, as a man, just as a man, saving her in a way. Not that you should, but pulling her out of
the S on his chest is for simp.
Pulling her out of what she's used to into something different. Now, am I saying in everyday life we should try to jump into a relationship like that? No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying it's very interesting how. Sorry.
No. I'm laughing at the S for simp.
I'm just laughing at all. He's pulling her out, of that.
There's your title for the episode. S is for simp. There you go.
It is a classic Lois Lane, Margot Kidder. Go back to her. It's the same character, essentially. She was the same way with him in those films. in a sense, right?
I
Like
will say
she's a
this.
driven, like you had said, a girl boss. You know, she was very driven in her job.
I don't have a problem with you being driven in her job. What I'm saying is her treatment of somebody that she supposedly. Now I'm going to say this.
Right.
After that opening scene where he walks out of the apartment, in my eyes, she redeems herself. She goes to every length to save him.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much farther you could even go.
Right.
To retrieve the person that you would love. She went to another, basically into a portal to another universe to go grab him and bring him back.
Yeah.
That should be a song. No, just
but it shows you that she does care about him. So I'm not trashing. I'm trashing the fact that this is what that opening scene to me kind of screamed, and I was kind of like, oh, so that kind of lost me there a little bit. But let's get to the Fortress of Solitude. Lex Luthor. What do you guys think about his character in this movie?
Oh my goodness! Can I comment? Like,
please.
Absolutely.
I might be wrong. I felt like he was stone cold. Like Lex Luthor was like, bro. Like the scene when he walked in and was the engineer. She's coming with the. Well, first of all, what was his name? At that point, the man, he wasn't Baravi anymore. He was Ultraman.
Right.
He takes out one of the robots, but then the engineer comes up. She's the blades are coming off her arms, which is like crazy, and they're going everywhere. And he's just that walk, like that one scene where the blade is going past. He doesn't flinch. He's just walking. His eyeballs like going past his eyeball. Like he's just like, I'm like, dang, bro. Like that was tough to me. He was rough. He was tough.
Yeah, I thought he was maybe the well, outside of Mr. Terrific, I think Lex Luthor was the star of this movie.
I don't disagree with you, but let me ask you guys both a question. These three criminals, they walk in to the Fortress of Solitude and they destroy and wreck the place, right? Classic home invasion. And the robots, again, they're just robots. These aren't like sentient beings. They're just robots. Why not have Ultraman remove his helmet and you see who he is underneath of there? I guess I have to spell it now at this point. And maybe they would have been more accommodating in giving him more information. And it wouldn't have been so much of a fight. And you could have left without Superman even knowing that you were there.
Fair point.
I'm just saying, I mean, because if they're responding to Superman, you have his doppelganger. You have the clone.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I was like, okay, that's a little interesting. When I went back and thought about it, I was like, well, but that's not the biggest. But that's not the biggest question I have about this whole movie because there's a bigger one. But we'll get there eventually here. I just because again, I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm like, the Lex Luthor character, I agree, is the best villain from DC that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, he was definitely. Yeah,
I put him right up there with Jack Nicholson's Joker, probably just below Heath Ledger's Joker. He was really good. I appreciated him being that character in this movie. That's just me. So, but for me, it's when they capture Superman. He turns himself in because the message gets ungarbled and, hey, here's the big reveal, the lie we've been telling about ourselves. Take over the planet and have a harem of women. And I'm like, score. Yes, do it. Right? And the whole planet just turns on Superman at that point. And you find out later there's these bad little monkeys typing nasty stuff into the internet, into X and Google and Instagram and all these different platforms, probably on YouTube. Please don't revoke us for saying that. And they are just trash. They're basically trained to trash Superman at this point. And I thought that this was very telling in today's society because people can turn so easily on a dime based on one video, in their opinion. And I think we just saw it with Emma Watson this week. The where she held one opinion and then she kind of tried to flip flop, and she still won't kind of take a side, but at the same time, it's so divisive where it's like, nope, this is the message we're giving you today, and either eating this or you're not eating at all. And I just thought that was so telling. The whole internet kind of theme that was going on in there. What did you guys think about anything up to that point where we're up to the portals?
I mean, it's like I liked, like after they captured him, excuse me, and where they were holding him in that pocket dimension. Is that what they called it? The pocket dimension.
Pocket universe. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, like a little prison universe. I thought that was kind of cool how they did that, and how they kept him in the way they did with oh my god, Metamorpho with the kryptonite. I thought that was kind of cool.
Genius.
The part with the message and the Kryptonians, it's I think a spin we've not seen in the films before, which was interesting. The whole big controversy, I think, after this movie came out with that specific scene was people were like, nah, it's, Lex Luthor, they corroded it and they're making it say that. But I think when James Gunn was asked about this, he said, no, that was the message. That is true. He didn't lie about that. That was actually the message. So I think people were kind of like, no way, living in denial a little bit. But that was the message. And that's a different take on this. But not something extremely far-fetched in a sense. I mean, from what all the previous portrayals of, Superman's father have never been like that. He's always been like dignified and do good, and you will help these people. That's always kind of been the message. And so this is like a 180 from that, but he's never comes across as like a mustache twirling enslave them. It was never that. He was still like, no, you will populate the planet and you will spread our culture again and our genes again.
But let me say this, because I think there's a bigger theme here at play is that the sins of our father does not have to define the son and who he is. And I really took that. I mean, again, this is where for me the movie started kind of hitting on all cylinders. It was, and until something happens after this, I'll tell you what that is. It's the evils of the internet and how divisive things are, and then that the sins of the father and the parents do not have to define who the son is. Yeah, and I felt those two themes just called to me, and they resonated with me a little bit. So, Osha, what'd you think up to this point? Anything kind of stand out to you? Anything that you like? Oh yeah, that was great, or this was terrible, or?
Well, yeah, and thanks for mentioning that, Chris. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it's interesting that you say that that the sins of the father, like it doesn't have to. You don't have to follow that same path. You know what I mean? Like, because there's actually a scripture to that effect, where God talks about, even though the father, may have sinned. There's one talking about visiting the next generation for what was done previously, but there's also one talking about that God would not punish the son based on the sins of the father. Like if a son, in essence, let's just say, turns towards God with his whole heart and says, God, I'm serving you, I love you. God's not going to hold what the father did, against the son. There's a scripture in regards to that. And maybe I'll find that at some point, but, I'm sorry, as a matter of fact, not to jump in, but, watch this. So I'm sorry. Just real quickly, Ezekiel chapter 18, but verse 14. It says, "But suppose this son has a son who sees all the sins his father commits, and though he sees them, he does not do such things. He does not eat at the mountain shrines or look at the idols of Israel. He does not defile his neighbor's wife." And goes on. He does not oppress anyone or require pledge for a loan. And basically, it says at the end, he doesn't share in the guilt of his father. And it says, since the son has done what is just, and this is verse 19, Since the Son has done what is just and right and has been careful to keep all my decrees, he will surely live. So God is in essence saying, even though the Father may have done all these things, offer to these idols, and worship at the shrines, when the Son even sees the Father doesn't, but decides, makes that choice to do something differently, just like Clark Kent's father, right? His earthly father said, he said, you know what it is. We just give you the tools. You make the decision. And he made a decision to love humanity, to serve humanity, to do good. He said, I couldn't be more proud of you. And in much the same way, so here we go, preacher move right on your show. God the Father says, I can be more proud of you, son, when you make a decision that is different than, if there was something negative that was done in your past about other, your family or whoever, or your father, I'm going to be the change. And so that was an awesome, very powerful scene. And yeah.
That's
so
a good point.
I like it. Yeah.
That was a really good point, Oshel. This is where the movie takes a major turn for me, and everything kind of just goes into the trash can. Nothing could be more convenient than Jimmy Olsen's biggest crush just magically dropping the, where's Superman at? Oh, he's in a pocket universe. Oh, we can't find him. Oh, he's in a pocket universe. How do you know that? Well, of course, my biggest fan, who's a supermodel, who I won't give the time of day till. See, now, Jimmy's not a simp, and he gets the beautiful girl. Coincidence? No. And she may be the smartest girl in the movie because she's taking all these selfies with all the background information deliberately throughout the entire thing. You think, oh, she's just, looking for attention and on social media all day. But she's got a long game plan worked out way in advance. I'm already looking at the blackmail. How can I use all this stuff to my advantage? Oh, I'll conveniently post myself in front of your little map where and I'll conveniently post myself over here in front of the warlord of Bavaria, or I'll conveniently do this, or I'll conveniently do that. Throughout the movie, and you never notice that she's doing it intentionally. But I just thought that was a little too convenient. It was like, oh, where's Superman at? Oh, yeah, I really felt like the script writers just went, we're still not on our writer's strike yet. We'll come back to this later.
Did James Gunn write this?
Shame on him for that part. For that part only. I just thought that was too convenient. They didn't have to work for it.
Yeah,
they didn't have to work for it. Where do you have to?
Outside of the Jimmy Olsen, kind of extreme 180 from Jimmy Olsen, like traditional Jimmy Olsen. I mean, it was played for laughs mostly throughout the film. But yeah, it was
convenient.
Very convenient. Very convenient.
It would have been better if they had to work to try to find Superman. Is all I'm saying.
Sure.
Although you would have had a 3.5 hour long movie though.
Because they didn't trying to pocket universe. Like, where is it? Yeah.
I think we haven't even touched on the Justice Gang yet.
That's where they kind of come in at this point, right?
And I kind of like the Justice Gang.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought Guy Gardner as the Green Lantern was great. It's just that, he's not what you picture as a superhero, right? Like, he's just a guy that's just gonna smart ass, and very arrogant. He's got the powers, and it's just like as he's knocking tanks over, he's just and Mr. Terrific is probably my favorite part of this movie. He's the tech guy, and he's just great. He steals every scene he's in. It just, what a great character that it is. And Hawk Girl, is like this young 20-year-old, just along with the group, and just going along with it. They're like the Justice Gang, and she's like, nah, it's not a working title, But I thought they were a fun group, and I like when they incorporate existing heroes. Like if you look at Black Adam, the Hawkman, and the heroes from that, Um, oh my God.
Oh, the movie Black Adam movie.
Yeah, Black Adam.
And they
Yeah.
were the Justice. Weren't they What were they? Were dang, I forget.
Just
They were
something
Justice
Justice.
Society. Justice
Justice.
Society.
Yeah.
Justice Society. There we go.
Where you had
Hawkman,
Pierce
Doctor
Brosnan,
Fate,
and I thought
Cyclone.
they were the best part of that movie. Like, so they weren't as good as they were to me in Black Adam. I really liked them in Black Adam, like that side group. I thought this was refreshing to see a nice kind of Superman is, like we had said, you know, he's integrity, he's you know, the right way, and these guys are just coming in and just bullet a china shop, the whole thing, and you know they're smashing the city, and he's trying to protect everybody with that kaiju,
including the squirrel.
And
that other part where he saves the squirrel. But see, that's I thought it was a very interesting take. It was funny, like he's like he puts the squirrel over there. So I thought their interaction between the two of them was very funny. Like I kind of thought it was funny the way that because you're so used to, well, not all the time, but a lot of times in the Justice League and other you know, iterations of whether it's cartoon or comic book or movie, there's a respect for Superman. You know, you know what I mean? Like, he's Superman. There's like a respect, like, okay, we understand, like, you know, he's pretty much the lead for the most part. But just the way that they're coming together and interacting with him, like, you know, they didn't want to save him, for goodness sake. Like, it's like, yo, like, what, you not gonna come save the guy? Like, what the heck, you know? And the Hawk Girl, she leans on the side of the chair and opens up the newspaper like she's about to go. I'm like, and he's in a pocket universe. But anyway, so just the way that they interact with each other, and like they're like, what, come on, man, like they're like, stop trying to do whatever, like trying to save everybody. You know what I mean? Like, stop trying to do this. And Mr. Terrific's like, oh. He's like, come on. So he's like, he snaps his fingers and blows up the monster's stomach. And Superman's like, oh, come on, guys. Like, you know, it's funny to me. And then watch, they're looking for all the applause. That's a very interesting dynamic at the end of that scene with the monster too, that once they kill it, they're looking for the applause. Guy Gardner's like, yeah, you know, the Justice Gang is here. We're saving everybody. They're looking for applause. Superman's just like, hey, is everybody okay? Are you guys all right? You know what I mean? It's like a complete, like, different, you know. So I thought that the way that they interacted with that and how they was interesting. I think that'll be very interesting for future movies as well, to see how that dynamic, you know, evolves, or, you know, continues to transform, or stays the same, or changes. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed. Yeah, agreed. Christopher, what did you think?
I thought the guy who played Green Lantern was a little old. That's you know, this is my opinion. You got this brand new Superman franchise you're kind of kicking off. He did a good job in the role. I'm not killing him as that, doing that, but I'm just kind of like, if you're rebooting this thing and you want it to be around for 10 years, I mean, that's just my opinion. I was the only knock on it I had. I think you're absolutely right. Mr. Terrific was the best part of the Justice Gang hidden. You know, they made him geeky, but I thought that when they first show his ship, and then the garage doors kind of going up, going up. And Lois Lane's like, you got this high fancy tech ship, but you can't get a faster garage. I haven't gotten around to it yet. You know, that's a great line. But no, I don't think that they're anything. I thought Hawk Girl's kind of overlooked. I mean, she just kind of like, you know, other than just dropping the lead bad, you know, the secondary bad guy off the water fountain. Yeah, you know, I didn't think she really kind of did anything that dynamic in the movie. But now we get to the. Well, I don't want to say it's another plot hole, but okay, I'll bring it up anyway because you guys asked. Well, you did. Lex Luthor's got all these plans to defeat Superman, but not one to defeat the Justice Gang. I don't know. I'm just sitting there like, wait a minute.
I mean, he was obsessed with Superman. Though.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but I think he was more obsessed with getting 70% of that country. And you get this really smart guy, and he's like, well, you know, I got everything down with Pat and science with Superman, and I'm like, but yeah, I kind of forgot about these three people over here. I'm just like, you know.
But you know what? I think in his mind, you know, Chris Hayden, I think he felt that, and he was obsessed. So that gives you blind spot, makes you blind to other things as well, right? Like when you're prideful, whatever, kind of makes you blind to them. Like, oh, dang.
Good point.
But you know, I'm sorry, that's just come to that point, right? Where the crypto, I really like this movie on a lot of levels for different reasons. Like when Superman's getting beat by who now is not just Ultraman, but his doppelganger, right? He's getting beat by him, and Lex Luthor, who's like 1A, 1A, that
It's
scene
a
was
video
crazy.
game.
He's like hitting him like, and he's like this. What are you laughing at? You? He's like just he's like this. He's like brain over brawn. He's like sorry, chum. And he whistles like, so Lex has no thought or plan about this dog. You know what I'm saying? But to that point, blind spots. And then, so I think he thought if he could take Superman out and he has Ultraman, in my opinion, he has Engineer who could really stand against him. You know what I mean? That's what I think possibly he thought. But he didn't look at all scenarios that he thought he did. Yeah.
I want to bring something up here because I'm glad you brought up that end scene with Superman versus Ultraman, which is basically his clone.
Yeah.
The clone falls into the black hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds they bring the clone back as Mr. Bizarro?
100. I believe they're going to 100% do that.
Because they would almost,
Yeah.
because the thing that Mr. Bizarro's
Yeah.
kind of dim,
Yeah,
right?
he's neither good nor bad. He teeters on the line of good and bad.
Right, but he's not the brightest of people either, which
Correct.
again, we already know
Yeah.
he's not. He's Superman, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a layup.
Yeah. 100%.
For sure. 100.
100%.
You can kind of change his or alter his
Mm-hmm.
physicality a little bit based on his time spent in the wormhole because it should have crushed him.
Yeah.
But how do you crush Superman?
Right. He's going to come back.
So
And
that's
I
just my
think,
opinion.
correct me if I'm wrong, is Pizarro actually slightly stronger than Superman in the comics as well?
I don't know. I
could be wrong, but I think he might, even though he's not smart, but I think he potentially may be slightly stronger. I have to look that up. So they might have played right in, fed that right into where they were going to make that particular character.
Now that would be funny if Ultraman ends up being the Hammer of Bravia, Ultraman, and Bizarro is all one guy.
Oh, well, the Hammer of Bravia. I mean, that was Ultraman.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I mean, so he is one guy.
So he's just going to continue to just
change. I got you. Yeah. I changed. He's a Hammer, then he's Ultraman, then he's Superman, then he's Bizarro. So he's all four in one.
It's just going to be everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Hayden,
can I say one other thing, you guys?
please go ahead.
Just on a backtrack, but not too far back. You mentioned this being a complete flip with Superman and his parents telling him to see the universe and take over. But when you look at, was it Superman? I forget which one on the WB, which I still have to finish that series. Not Smallville.
Was it the other one, Lois and Clark?
The latest one, right? Where he has sons. He's got two sons.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. But anyway, yeah. But that I'll have to try to pull it up before we come off. But that particular one, in that one, they bring in John Henry, which I think is so cool. Like the Black Superman, the Steel Man of Steel. But you think he's Lex Luthor. You think he's Lex Luthor at first as well, which is really cool. Like what? You know what I mean? Like that's just. I really like that show, but my point for saying that is in his universe and timeline, Superman does become evil and take over. And you did have that iteration in the video game before.
Yes.
Injustice, one of the themes of Injustice.
Yep.
I think it might have been the first one, the second one, and you have the theme in a comic. So even though it's not touched on this is interesting that they touched on it in a movie, the first time that they did touch on that in a movie, which is very interesting, but you kind of had that theme to that point why James Gunn was like, no, this is really what his parents said. So it's kind of a throwback because his brother in the show that I'm talking about that we can't remember the name of right now, his brother came down to fulfill what his father wanted him to do. And Clark wasn't with it. His brother's like, oh, no, you're going to do this. Like, so he's like brainwash him or whatever he's doing to make him take over the world. So I just thought that, it had been a backdrop, but sometimes so many characters, they turn one way or the other, evil iterations of them, you know what I mean? Which I'm not the biggest fan of, but you often see it happen.
It's a classic comic trope.
Yeah. I don't know, but sorry to get that off that train.
No.
You're saying, yeah.
Hayden, what did you think about the end of this movie?
I liked how he, ended the resolution of the plot. I'm going to talk about like the the Kents. I liked that when he is at the Fortress of Solitude and he's like, play the video of my parents, and it shows the Kents. I like that a lot because they raised him from a boy, you know, to who he is, and I really thought that was a nice touch to end it. As far as like the movie, like the actual plot, you know, there's a lot of threads. There's a lot of things to because this is, you know, obviously the first film of this DC universe for James Gunn. So some things to look forward to. We get a little Supergirl at the end. And they're doing Woman of Tomorrow Supergirl, clearly, because she's drunk, picking up her dog, and we're not getting clean cut Supergirl. We're getting, it's gonna be a whole different thing when that movie comes around. Oh boy.
Me too, boy.
People, I think, are going to be surprised at that. But I'm excited for that one because you got Jason Momoa as Lobo in that movie, and I'm excited to see that. But yeah, you know, it's listen. Superman defeats Lex Luthor. You know, Lex goes to Belle Reve. You know, clearly set up for something. Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it how Mr. Terrific was the only one to really step up, and like you had said, they got in the ship and they flew, and you know, to go save him from the portal or the pocket universe. And I thought his showcase scene where they get to that little encampment and he's taking everybody out with his little drones and everything. I thought that was a cool scene. Very reminiscent of James Gunn's Guardians, you know, some showcase fight scenes that he's done, and very much reminiscent with classic music playing in the background, you know. I enjoyed it. I mean, all in all, I enjoyed it. Was it what I was expecting? No. Yes and no, because it's James Gunn. You kind of have an idea. We've seen enough James Gunn superhero movies to have an idea of what he's about. But it took some different turns that I didn't expect. Some things I liked. My kids thoroughly enjoyed it, which to me is a big thing because I felt like it was easier for them to chew on than the Man of Steel. Whereas I probably prefer Man of Steel because it's a little more adult themed and realistic. This, nothing wrong with it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good enough movie, a good starting point. But my kids enjoyed it. You know, they laughed throughout the whole movie, and you know, they found it fun. They liked David Corenswet. They thought he was good Superman. Yeah, enjoyable movie.
So, if you don't mind, I'll follow up, and then we'll go to Oshel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was better than Man of Steel, and I'm going to tell you why. I know I sat there and I pointed a lot of things out that I didn't like with the movie because maybe I'm harder on it because I'm like, you know, this just, you know. But this movie was fun. And it's rare when you can go to the theater nowadays and have fun. That's just my opinion. I mean, again, I Man of Steel was good. I thought he did a good job in the movie. Lex Luthor was admirable in his role. Hey, look, who doesn't love the dog at this point? I mean, look, let's make him president at this point. I'm for it. But at the end of the day, it was just entertaining and it was fun. You didn't have to think too much. Look, this was the stream and the whole Earth black hole and the portals. Was that all a bit contrived? But okay, look, you got me and I bought in. You don't hear me talking too bad about it. Okay, the whole stream. Okay, he's holding the baby up while he's fighting. You know, okay, look, I'm there. You got me. But it was fun. And for that, I appreciated this movie. And, you know, you're sitting here telling me what was the more adult, gritty version that you preferred. I preferred the little jokey stuff. I liked it. I liked the lightheartedness, knowing that, okay, there's some positive messages. And for me, the most important part of when he goes to the farm were the two actors playing his parents who looked like everyday people. These were not big movie stars. You could have had the Kevin Costner in there as the father or some other big movie star. And James Gunn deliberately, I think, went with people who look like are parents. These aren't people who look like movie stars. And that made them more sympathetic. And, hey, I can identify with this a bit more. This is my opinion. Oh, sure, I'm going to throw it to you.
So, to me, this was like, this is going to sound one of the best movies ever. This is one of the best. And this was one of the best movies ever. And I sat there and watched it twice with somebody else. We both sat there and watched it twice. And I know another guy that came in, I hadn't seen in a while. He's like, my uncle told me that. And the reason being, because of, yes, it was lighthearted. I think it delivered. I think the acting was actually good as well. Overall, I think the acting was good on all levels. It was a lot of, and to me, like, Superman is about hope. On a deeper level, I could get very deep, like, and just say, I mean, Superman's name in Hebrew, I mean, Kal-El means God. The creators of Superman, their intent was to make him what they imagined or envisioned the Messiah should be, although the Messiah already came. And so what you see in him as far as how he responds and reacts, generally speaking, and saving it, that's like what Jesus would do. You know what I'm saying? And Jesus did do. Let me clarify. That's what Jesus did do. So what you're doing is, in essence, kind of copying or shadowing what when the Bible says is that Jesus went about doing good. This is a scripture, and healing all those oppressed of the devil. So what Superman seeks to, his very nature and what he does is do good. But that's where that comes from, the do-gooder. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? And it may seem like you don't like it, but when you're in trouble, you need somebody to do good, to help you to do good.
Right.
You feel me? Like, you're not worried about, like, no, just help me. And even the scene where he this is a very poignant scene when the building's falling on the bridge. And everybody's driving away in that one woman. And the Bible says that Jesus will leave the 99. Think how deep this is. The 99 people that are safe behind to find the one that's lost. And so everybody's getting away, the bridge, whatever. And this one woman, she can't start this car. She's trying to get it. And he comes and holds the whole building up just long enough so that she can get away and be safe. And that's very reminiscent of God. And of course, they bring him up with the S on his chest. He's just standing there, and and the kids were in the country, and they're calling for Superman. It's the same as somebody were like, Jesus, come help us. So there's a lot of deeper even symbolism. I know, have all time for all of it in it, you know what I mean, that I see overall. But just in the fact of the main parts, him being Superman, but him understanding the humanity and humanity itself, him being concerned with it, and him identifying with his own humanity, and the fact that I was raised by human parents. You know what I mean? Think about that. Jesus was raised by a stepfather. You know what I'm saying? A human man.
Yeah.
And identifying and saying, but I love these people, and irregardless of what message, I may have been jarbled or I may have got or whatever, I know, what I'm saying, or I'm making a choice to do, the right thing and make the right decision to save these people. So on those levels, that's what, to me, and the acting and everything else that made it his speech with Lex at the end. I'm sorry. I every day I make mistakes just like you. That was powerful. That was he's this Superman that could just, he could literally pick the whole building up with them in it and throw it into outer space. But he's talking to him. And to me, again, that's very reminiscent of Jesus. I have all this power, but I'm here on your level, and I'm talking to you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm showing you I'm living among you, but here's how I'm helping you. And so that's, all of that. He's like, so that's what it is. I forget what he said at the very end to Lex, the last word he said, but means to me about being here, whatever he said. That's a very strong scene, though. And so all those things together, I felt made it just, in my opinion, along with the action and everything else and the Justice Gang, a monumental, one of the best movies ever to me. And I think they'll
it definitely gets you thirsty for more from this universe.
Oh, by the way, we have a song. Sorry, I just had to plug this, called Midnight, in which we do a monologue featuring different themes from Superman, like the dog. We just where's the dog? Like just some random stuff from the movie. So in case you might hear some random Superman lines, you listen to Midnight on Spotify or LambLineMusic.com.
Nice.
So the last time you were on, we did box office totals. Yeah. And it's because of you I was able to hold on to the belt. Because if you were not there, Hayden would have took me. I was able to walk out of the steel cage with the belt. I've lost it since. We have to determine who won the belt last week. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to give you 4 movies to kind of choose from. Hayden, I got bad news. The Smashing Machine is actually not out. I'm sorry, not the Smashing Machine, but Gabby's Dollhouse is actually not out yet. It comes out this week, so that will not be part of. So we had 3 movies, Hayden. First was One Battle After Another.
Right.
I said 44 million. You said 42. Hayden, the actual retail number, only 22 million. You took round 1, Hayden.
Round 1, fight.
Smashing Machine with The Rock. You said 11 million. I said 13. Actual retail number was 13.7.
Ooh. Right on the money. Right on the money.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. We lifted up for the third and awful movie of Strangers Chapter 2, which nobody went to go see. I said 18. You said 16. Hayden, don't get excited and jump out of the chair. $5.9 million. Totally tanked. Nobody went to go see this.
That's brutal.
I got 4 movies for you, Hayden and Oshel.
Let's go. Let's go.
The first one, we talked about this a little bit before the show tonight, was Tron Ares. Oshel, you're up first. Give me the number.
I want to see
box
that.
Office,
but I don't know.
Box office weekend only. Opening weekend only. Domestic.
25 million.
Okay. Hayden, you get the chance here. You want to defer? Or do you want to?
I'm going to go 30.
I think you're both overestimating the power of this movie. I'm going to go 22. Undercut. Okay. If I'm on Price is Right, I'm going $1. Here we go. The next one. It's going to be the biggest movie of the weekend. No one's even talking about it.
Avatar 2.
Taylor Swift, official party of a showgirl.
Wait, it's a movie?
I'm like, what?
They're having the release for this thing. It's her music video.
Oh.
Hold up. What is it called?
Oh, Taylor Swift, official party of a showgirl. It's her music video being released in the movie theaters.
Oh,
you didn't know this was coming out?
No.
Oh, see that? But now that you do.
I mean, I don't know if I've but that's part of the problem, right? Like, I didn't know this was even going to be released in a theater.
But do the Swifties know? Yes.
I think it's going to do pretty good. I think it's going to do well because of her following.
Yeah.
I think it's
I agree. Well. I'll go first if you want.
Have at it.
I'm going to blow this thing up. 60 million.
You serious?
Probably. My wife and daughter bought tickets 2 weeks ago.
60? Where's it playing? Hold on. I need to see this.
It plays perfect for a weekend box office event that you could take your kids to. Damn, there's not a lot else out in the theaters for kids at this point, especially female kids at this point. Taylor Swift is the biggest superstar on the planet. You say Tom Cruise, you could say anybody else, George Clooney. No, right. Taylor Swift.
So to put this in perspective, okay, I'm just looking here. Friday, October 3rd, AMC has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 showings of it on Friday. And there's notifications of almost full theaters in multiple ones of these.
I'm sorry, I might be a little low. Do you want me to up to 75? I will go 75. I revise it. I'll go 75.
He might be onto something there. I would.
You want to go next, Hayden, or you want me to go? I'm gonna go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go 80.
80.
I'm gonna go 80.
80? You're going 80, Hayden? Is that official?
Yeah, official.
Oh,
who said 80? Which one said 80?
I said 80.
Okay, 80 Oshel, you got it.
Man. See, this is the one where I go right in between you both.
Go ahead. I'm okay with that.
We're going to go 77.
Okay.
No, actually, I don't want to do that. Let me go.
Oh, come on now.
Let me go 70.
Jeez.
70.
70. Oh, you took the low.
Okay.
Next film.
Wow.
Getting a lot of Oscar hype. You're talking Best Actress again for Julia Roberts for this movie.
Julia
I
Roberts.
haven't heard her name in a long time.
It's called
Wow.
After the Hunt. I've seen the preview for this thing. Maybe because I want to go see Downton Abbey. And I got to tell you, the script on this thing looks amazing.
After the Hunt.
She plays a professor, and there's an allegation that something happens.
Oh, okay.
And it turns racial/sexual stuff going on, and it's it's a lot of mind game stuff going on with this movie. It looks very good. I would not be shocked if this ends up being prime, because we haven't had any movies that are like Oscar buzzworthy at this point, in my opinion, this year.
Right.
I think this could be the one. I mean, if it hits on all cylinders, Hollywood loves Julia Roberts. But do the audiences love her enough to shell out $16.75?
So this comes out like in 8 days. Right? 8 days.
Is it
Next-
8 days or
The 10th, October 10th? Or at least in the
Next
UK. I'm sorry, that's in the UK. I don't know when it didn't say. Okay.
What was One Battle After Another?
22?
It was 16.
Oh, so you want to go next?
I'll let you go next.
Oh, you said 16, Hayden?
Yeah.
You said 16?
16.
Oh, okay.
This is the thing. Is DiCaprio or Julia Roberts a bigger star right now?
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio, absolutely. The only person who's bigger is, again, Taylor Swift. This isn't the kind of movie a guy's going to go see on his own. Like if I had with my buddy, hey, let's go see the After the Hunt movie. It got good reviews. We're going to go see one day after the battle. So all the guys who will go to this movie are going to get drugged there by their girlfriends or wives.
Right.
I'm just being straight. It's the truth.
You're right. You're right.
I'm not saying
You're
it's just what it is. It's not.
Sure.
So, and this is just my opinion, I'm going to have to go 13.
I think that's safe too.
Yeah. I'm going to go 12. Just
Ooh.
to be honest. I might actually
Man.
win one of them with 12. It'll be like
See, when
11.5.
When we play
It'll be
this game and
11.5.
there's 3 people, it gets real tricky.
Right,
It gets
right.
real tricky.
Yeah, October 10th is the official release date for the United States, by the way. I just double checked. This is the last movie, not getting a lot of buzz, but there's a major star in the movie. I don't even know if it's even playing in a lot of theaters. It's called Kiss of the Spider Woman, starring Jennifer Lopez. She
at
at
this
the
point
time-
of her career now.
Well, no, this is based on a play, and she really wanted to do this role. And the person who supported it and got it made was Ben Affleck. So it has a nice little backstory to how the movie got made. But is this anything that anybody's even on anybody's radar? Unless you're a huge Jennifer Lopez fan, I would not think this would be. But again,
So it is a musical.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Did you say you're sorry to hear it?
I am.
All right. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
No, I'm just.
I'm not saying she's not talented.
I got you. No,
she still looks great for 56 years old. She's still amazing looking.
I'm following. I'm tracking you.
But look,
So
if you had a chance to go see Taylor Swift,
yeah,
in her prime, Tron Ares, After the Hunt, and then way down under my shoe was probably Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's probably
Right.
where my
Right. How you would
I'll lead off on this one if you guys want.
rate them. 8.
What did Toxic Avenger do? 1.7.
Oh wow, I forgot that wasn't the figure, right?
Yeah, you don't want to. We haven't seen it, but it didn't.
Was it?
I'm gonna go 5,
Hmm.
and that's a generous 5. I think. Again, we don't know how many theaters this will even play in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Oshel. I'll bring up the rear.
I'm gonna go 3.
Wow. Okay. You bought into my my reasoning there. Okay, I'm glad.
I'm going 8.
I was going to go 8.
I heard you say 8, and I was like, I like that number.
Like, let me take that. Since you didn't take that, right?
You didn't take it. You took 3. I'll take 8.
Yeah, that probably 8 might have been. Got you.
Gentlemen, may the best man win, and we really enjoy having you here, Oshel. Hayden, can you plug his link tree one more time for us?
Yeah, we're going to plug the link tree.
And is there anything that you want anybody to know, Oshel, anything you have coming up, or you want to promote real quick before we call it a night?
Sure. So our latest song is called Is It Okay? And it's just about, spending time, like that it's okay to spend time with God. Again, follow on TikTok and things like that. As far as upcoming events, nothing slated as of right now, but stay tuned because we will have them coming and I'll be listing those. But yeah, the lambandlionmusic.com. Please go there. Feel free to support. Again, that's lambandlionmusic.com or OSHALHIGH on TikTok, or as a matter of fact, on Twitch, Servanthood1. And just want to say, to everybody that's out there, listen, God bless y'all. Jesus loves you. And may his grace and mercy and love rest with you the rest of this evening. I pray you have a peaceful evening and you guys enjoyed the movie review as well.
I got to say, Oshel, it's always a pleasure having you on, and I really appreciate your positive message.
Amen.
I tried my best to break you during the last news segment. It didn't work. So next time I have you on, you got to stay for the news, though. It's okay. No news tonight. We got the Yankees playoffs. So
you know how that screen was. You know how that screen was blank in the beginning. The last time it's gonna be blank again.
There you go.
You're gonna do. It's gonna be blank. Like, where'd he go? Like, I don't know. I'm just joking.
Get it back here, Hayden.
But listen, yes, we're blessed to have you. Thank you for joining us again. A lot of fun talking about Superman. Christopher, what do we have next up?
I believe it's Tenet, isn't it?
Tenet. Yeah, I'm excited for Tenet.
I have not seen it, so I have not seen that or Inception. So I'm anxious.
Can I say one last thing, you guys? I'm terribly sorry. This is on a little bit of a important and serious note. Because I am availing myself on different levels, if there's anyone that does need counseling, per se, life coaching or counseling, I actually am available for that as well. So feel free to get in contact with me. If someone feels that they need that, through any of my links, just mention, hey, I maybe would like some counseling or some coaching. And and I can do that for you as well.
Very important stuff right there.
Yeah, I want to make sure. Sorry to plug that. Yeah.
Yep. No, by all means. By all means. But on that note, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks again, Oshel. We definitely appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
It's always a good time when you come.
We hope you guys tune in 2 weeks.
Of course, I'm Mr. Terrific. No, I'm just joking.
So everybody have a great night. Thanks for joining.
You all as well.